Hello, it's wonderful to see you again. This is Terry Carl, Life Mastery Consultant, and today I'd like to talk about what brings you joy. I've heard this said a couple different ways in the last couple of days. You could also say, what gives you life? What would you love? There are many different ways to say this, and there are a couple ways that it came up in the last couple days that I'd like to share with you. Starting with Friday, I've just been noticing lately the energy level that I have and what's happened to me during that day that is related or may be related. And Friday I was feeling drained, and that evening I was at a SIR meeting, Society for Intuitive Research meeting, which is open to the public. It's part of the School of Metaphysics, 501c3. And I was listening to the report of a woman, and it was suggesting that as far as organizing her house, that she take each object and ask herself, does this bring me joy? So that's one piece. For example, with clothing, you pick up a piece of clothing, if you're deciding whether to keep it or not, does this bring you joy? And what's really neat, the synchronicities have been going like crazy lately, is yesterday I was at a smoothie workshop, and either my mom or my sister, I think it was my mom, mentioned this book that she was reading. I wish I had the title. And the woman suggested the exact same thing, using pretty much the exact same words. So we have the intuitive report that's from the inner levels of mind, subconscious mind, and we have this woman who's clearly very gifted in understanding as far as organization and life. And again, she was saying, take objects and ask yourself, does this bring me joy? And so I took that back to what was happening to me on Friday too, about my energy level, and I realized the way I had scheduled my day, I had not scheduled anything in that gave me joy. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy anything that happened that day. I had some very fulfilling experiences because I was at work and I was networking, but I hadn't scheduled anything that just tickles me pink and just lights me up like a firefly. And the two most obvious things with that are swimming, just gives me tons of energy, makes me feel really good inside my body. And I just started a hip hop class. Now I actually even had to choose between a networking group event and the hip hop class that I hadn't started yet, and I've been waiting to take this class for months, and there'll be more opportunities. I chose the networking group, and I'm glad I did because it was a good experience for me. It was actually the first time that I had mentioned that I'm a life mastery consultant to the world. It was like my coming out. But I didn't have anything to replace that missing hip hop class, and I felt it. And so what I've come to realize, and something that someone also suggested at that same SIR meeting that Friday night, was that it's really, really important to schedule that joy for yourself. Make some time for that joy because it'll fuel the rest of your day. If you want to look at it just in a practical, logical sense, you need it for the rest of what you're doing, for all of that to-do stuff, all that stuff that's very has to be a part of your day. This joy also needs to be a part of your day. So take stock, look at what you're doing with your life, and look at what lights you up inside like a firefly. We're just, so much joy. Is it dancing? Is it crafting? Is it going for a walk? Is it spending time with your grandchildren? Whatever. What is it that just makes you your heart just expand and just, and you're just so full of life? And I encourage you to take some time, if not each day, which would be ideal, and I'm going to do this for myself, but throughout the week when you can, schedule those things that bring you joy and see what happens. Much love to all of you, many blessings. Take care.